Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from paulgalenetwork.com, and thank you for joining me today for video game news. It is October 6th, 2021, and these are the top stories of the day. To kick things off, this is pretty exciting because we just learned that Nintendo and Universal Studios would be teaming up once again, officially, because we already kind of knew about it, for a Donkey Kong addition to Super Nintendo World in Japan, and probably something that would continue in the rest of the world, like Singapore, Universal Studios Hollywood, California, and Florida. But now we have confirmation that Pokemon is teaming up with Universal Studios Japan, and it says no limit right here, for an addition to the park in 2022. That's really exciting. So we've got Super Nintendo World, which is great. Mario. We've got a Donkey Kong World coming, and now a Pokemon. Really cool. If we look here, there's a little more information. Universal Studios Japan and the Pokemon Company announced creative alliance to develop new interactive entertainment, combining innovative technology and extraordinary creativity. The real and virtual worlds will come together, creating a new revolutionary theme park experience. Isn't that cool? Here's their official news release. And yeah, beginning in 2022, we will start to see things. Now, will it be done at some point in that year? Not necessarily, but the fact that it's on the way, the fact that it's happening, bodes well for us as gamers, as Pokemon fans, and hopefully for those of us that live outside of Japan, because there are a couple of different Universal Studios theme parks that are confirmed to have the Nintendo partnership be a part of. And like I said, Singapore, California, and Florida are those three for now. We'll see if any more show up around the world. But yeah, at least then you're kind of bases loaded, right? No matter where you live, it's not too difficult to attend. I guess there are some parts of the world still, like if you are living in Australia or South Africa or South America, Europe. Come to think of it, there are quite a few places, unfortunately, that it is quite the trip to go to California, Florida, Singapore, or Japan. But better be in 4 territories than just one, right? So let me know what you think, because Mario, Donkey Kong, and now Pokemon, the sky's the limit. What's next? I would love a Legend of Zelda themed park, right? I think Animal Crossing would be very fitting. I think that if Nintendo wants to combine a few space-related ones together, they could have a Star Fox, Metroid, F-Zero park where it's, their Nintendo Galactic Park or something like that. Maybe something like that could work. You know what I mean? Because is Metroid big enough? Is Star Fox, I should say, big enough for its own park? You could say probably not, but for its own ride or a section in the park, absolutely. That's just my thought. But could you imagine? I'm getting excited thinking of it. This is the stuff that I dreamed of as a kid, wanting a Nintendo park, thinking of all of the different IP and what I would do, An F-Zero fast racer, a Star Fox flight simulator, looking all around as you're moving in 3D space with a screen in front of you, but that immersive experience. Do a barrel roll, maybe have the whole component flip, like all these different thoughts I was thinking as a kid, and the fact that all these years later, some of those things are kind of coming true. It's just exciting. Okay, let me know what you think, like I said. And speaking of Animal Crossing, as one of those mentions, Nintendo announced today that the Animal Crossing Direct is coming October 15th. That's in 9 days, and it'll be at 7 a.m. Pacific time next Friday. Tune in for roughly 20 minutes of information about the content coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons in November. Right on. So, 20-minute presentation. That's probably right where it needs to be. It's too long to include in a direct, but not long enough to stretch out for like 40 minutes. But 20 minutes, should probably give us quite a bit of information. And then from that date, you only have a month, give or take a week or so, until you actually get to feel that benefit. So I'm excited for it. And I hope you are too if you're a fan of Animal Crossing. All right, next up, this is something pretty awesome. In spirit of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Street Fighter V is teaming up with an organization, BCRF, which is the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, to donate via paid costumes of Ryu and Chun-Li in pink, which is the color associated with breast cancer awareness. Proceeds from the costumes go to the organization. I think that's fantastic. You know? Game for a good cause. Street Fighter V has partnered with the Breast Cancer Research Foundation to raise critical funds for life-saving breast cancer research during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. BCRF is the highest-rated breast cancer charity in the United States, and BCRF researchers have been involved in every major breast cancer research breakthrough in the last 20 years. Thank you for your support. This Tiltify page is for donations only. For the Street Fighter V costume purchases, please see the PS4 and Steam store pages beginning October 12th. So 6 days from now, next Tuesday, if you're interested, you could donate directly, which is cool. But if you are interested in getting a costume, which, hey, no, why not? Props to Capcom for joining this. You could just go over and purchase the costumes. Your proceeds will help these folks out. And I'm sure it's much appreciated by those that have breast cancer, and yeah, good cause. I'm definitely down with this. The website is tiltify.com. That's TILTIFY.com. And then you could go ahead and donate if you choose to. Let me know what you think of this. Is this a good cause in your opinion? Do you like the costumes? I mean, honestly, I think the costumes are cool. Yeah, they're very different. But regardless of whether I like the costumes or whether you like the costumes or not, the fact that it's helping a good cause and you get something out of it, like, little reason to complain in my opinion. But yeah. Okay, moving on. And the final bit of gaming news today is more of a reflection of what happened yesterday. Sora is finally here. Sora got announced in Mr. Masahiro Sakurai's farewell Nintendo presentation of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it lit the internet on fire, you know? Learning that Sora was the overall, around the world, #1 most voted for video game character back in the Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS voting, and now that character finally coming to, is huge. We learned that Bayonetta was one of the top most voted in characters, and that's why they campaigned and she made it into Super Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS, but we never found out like the overall #1. And as we also found out from Mr. Sakurai that, you know, in a conversation between him and Mr. Iwata when he was alive, you know, several years ago, of course, that it was best to not release this top 10, top 20 most voted list because it would put a lot of potential conflict in the world of third parties and pressuring studios. Why isn't this coming out? When are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Da 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 da. So that was probably a wise move. It would be interesting though one day to see that list, or okay, if you're not going to release the whole list, the characters that did make it, tell us where they were. You know, like if Ken was the 32nd most voted in person worldwide, Ken from Street Fighter, that is, let us know his placement. Or Terry Bogard, you know, who voted for Terry. But then again, maybe you would say not a good idea, because depending on how high or how low they are on the list, some folks would complain, you wasted it on number 102. What about the other 100? You know, only several people made it in. That's a waste of... I think there's a certain level of greed and expectancy that unfortunately comes with something like this. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and previous Smash Bros. Games for that matter, are very full experiences. You have a lot of characters, a lot of move sets. The game plays smooth, it loads quickly. There are tons of audio tracks, dozens of stages, lots of variety with 4 players playing, 8 players playing at once, online, couch, multiple control inputs. Sometimes you have a story mode like Subspace Emissary filled with cutscenes littered throughout. Sometimes you have something more akin to, well, in this case, literally, World of Light, which is a giant map that you traverse through. And even that is more than just fighting because there are levels of exploration like the Castlevania zone, which was exciting, or Street Fighter, the World Warrior, going from place to place. So there's a lot of hard work that goes into just these base games. And I think it's very appropriately priced compared to a lot of other games out there on the market, maybe even from the fighting genre. You're getting a ton of characters and everything in the default package for $60. That game is very complete. Anything extra as an additional DLC character, first of all, in my opinion, definitely worth the $5-6 that you're paying per character, because that had to be created. The licensing agreements had to been done, negotiations. Nintendo pay them, other companies get royalty, and so forth. Talking back and forth, getting the costume design down, making sure that they're not overpowered, well represented. What music soundtracks can you get? What original scores are going to be added in? Lots of conversation. So much work goes behind the scenes that's beyond just 2 people talking and saying, yep, cool. So I'm happy with whoever we get. Obviously, I have, some fantasy dream, fantasy hopes, which sometimes is more likely than not. Honestly, getting Banjo-Kazooie in the game was great. Not really ever thinking, oh, I hope Terry Bogard comes in one day. When he got in, it's fantastic. Kazuya, same thing. I thought a Tekken rep would be cool, especially after we got Ryu and Ken, but didn't know I wanted him until he came for sure, and an awesome get. Sora, somebody who I thought a long time ago would be really appropriate for this game. Of course, I already got a couple of my main favorite characters like Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter, so really it's hard to complain. And the Castlevania reps, they were already in there from the get-go, Simon and Richter Belmont. So honestly, I guess my point is, I hope most people are happy with the game when they get it, and I hope that most people are honestly happy with the dozen or so characters that come out as paid DLC. I guess you could get Piranha Plant as free, if you purchased it early enough, the game that is, and registered it. But even if your most wanted character isn't in it, if you were really hoping for Crash Bandicoot or Scorpion or Master Chief, hopefully Sora fit well with you. He was the overall #1 most voted for character several years ago, so I think he was an appropriate choice. A lot of work had to go down. This inclusion right here, this is huge. That's Mickey Mouse. That's the iconic, wholly owned silhouette image of Disney's that has stood the test of time, is known world over, and that's a part of this game. Now, Sora might be, lesser known around the world than Mickey Mouse, but in the video game scope, he's pretty liked. The Kingdom Hearts franchise is pretty big, has been around for 19 years, so solid move. Of course, the addition of all the Kingdom Hearts games coming over to Nintendo Switch, even if it's in just a cloud version, is still a very solid get. Nice acquisition of Nintendo's to have on their platform. It is unfortunate that there's no cartridge or download version of those games. I can understand why Kingdom Hearts 3 might be a little bit difficult, but still workable via port. Maybe some downscaling here and there, but I'm sure it's still possible. But the other ones, in my opinion, should have been made physical locally. But that's okay, I guess. At the end of the day, you're still bringing Kingdom Hearts to a platform with 94 million owners, and if they wish to, if it's reasonably priced, to pay for a cloud version, then that's cool. All right, I hope you were satisfied with Sora because I was. And I think the amount of work, the effort between Mr. Sakurai and all these third parties and Nintendo getting the job done, it's monumental. It's pretty special. And it was awesome to be a part of yesterday's announcement. I hope you're happy. I hope you're energized and excited for things to come. What does the future of the series hold? I don't know. An ultimate version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate wouldn't be a bad thing to do, a few years from now on a Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch Plus, where, okay, now it's the same game, but all DLC is included. Every extra Mii costume, every extra fighter, and it's even more taking advantage of that future Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch Pro hardware because it's being up-resed and having a new texture map where things just look better, but it's not the exact same game. Same game fundamentally, just that visual pop. So you might have people buy it again. You might have people that just upgrade, and then that lets this experience last a little longer, which also means it'll be just that much more valuable when Smash Bros. 6 comes out at some point down the line, right? All right. That's enough talking for now. I'm still excited. It's very easy to be happy these days when we have so much cool news coming out. We've got Metroid Dread, Tetris Effect coming out this Friday, Nintendo Switch OLED model coming out Friday. It's a good time to be a gamer. All right. This is PGN signing out. I hope you had fun with me. I had fun talking, and I'll see you all next time. Take it easy. Bye.